It's August 20th, 2018, and you're watching Nick Drinks at Night. On this episode, we talk to guest Nick Offerman about scotch and woodworking. Yes, really. We review the Wild Hibiscus product line, chat with Toma Detroit, and mix some margaritas. We visit the second best bar, and of course, all the news and events of the week. And I'm Booze Bunny, here to make this show more palatable for you, the home viewer.
So welcome to Nick Drinks, everyone. We're going to talk about all things related to booze, cocktail culture, and I am your host, Nick Britsky. Hello, everyone.
Hello, Nick.
How you doing?
Good. Show two. All the hitches in the world so far.
It's been great.
You disappointed all those people trying to dial into their cable boxes at 7 o'clock tonight.
Oh, yeah. Booze Bunny, how was your weekend?
Oh, boy. It's like we're a professional organization here.
So professional. This is a great opportunity.
Yes, I had a wonderful weekend. I had a birthday party for one of my 557 children.
Yes, which one was this?
I've lost count. I think it's number 454.
Okay, so this is an older one.
Yes.
All right, very good.
Yes.
Nice.
We were going to get a bounce house because kids love that, and then we remembered we're buddies. We don't need a bounce house.
You bounce everywhere.
Waste of money. Waste of money. It's like our house is a bounce house.
Exactly. Very good. Well, I had a great weekend too. Lots of stuff. We're actually getting ready for a garage sale, so that's always a lot of fun. Cleaning is super, super fun.
What will you be selling?
All sorts of crazy stuff. Audience, who out there likes cleaning?
Wow. Resounding boo.
That was pretty good.
Wow.
Very good. Booze Bunny, have you ever ran a garage sale?
Absolutely not. What would I have to sell?
I don't know, carrots?
Wood chips. Used wood chips.
That's terrible. All right, well, why don't we keep moving? That was super enlightening, Booze Bunny. Why don't we talk about some news? That sound good?
Sounds great.
All right,
Booze
perfect.
news.
Booze news. So,
Booze news.
You guys have heard about the Colbert bump, you know, like when he ups things and does things with them. Well, we have what's called the Britsky crash.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, the Rick and Morty bar that we discussed last episode was shut down after a few days, and that's what we do here at Nick Drinks. We shut things down, and we are totally to blame. So I'm so sorry.
I know, that's sad. Chalk another chain death up to millennials. I'm gonna still just blame this on millennials.
Yeah, it's Applebee's, it's Blockbuster, and
Diamonds,
now it's Rick and Morty.
Blockbuster, Rick and Morty.
Diamonds is a good one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Plastic straws.
Thank you, audience. That was good.
Thank you for that careless whisper of feeding us lines to our wonderful show.
All right, second story.
I'm going to waffle on this one for a second.
Please, waffle.
I was pre-law before I went to Puppet Juilliard.
Here goes this story. This backstory is terrible.
I think that honestly there was fair use in that. And Turner, they are terrible, evil corporation. Boo.
The views expressed by Booze Bunny are not the same as Nick Drinks at Night.
Live free or die.
If you find Derek Brown on Facebook, you can see the whole story. For now, let's move on to number one. So, in a recent report published by the National Institute of Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism, this isn't going to be good. Here are the top 10 states.
It's a cheery publication. I read it every week.
Top 10 states for drinking, all right?
Ooh.
So, number 10, South Dakota.
Drum roll. South Dakota.
Number 9, Idaho. Number 8, Alaska.
Okay.
7, Wisconsin.
Okay.
6, Vermont. 5, Montana.
Wow.
4, North Dakota.
Wow.
3, Nevada. 2, Delaware. What hasn't been announced yet?
New Jersey.
That is correct.
New York.
That is not it, though. What about our state?
Michigan. Oh, yeah, where's Michigan?
Do we think our state was number one, audience?
Big round of applause for drinking.
A little bit. Upper, lower?
Yep. The UP has its own category.
That's true. If it was just the UP, I would believe that. But the number one is actually New Hampshire.
What?
So I don't know if it's the cold or what.
The Granite State?
That's the Granite State?
Yes.
Huh. So maybe they're cutting granite and drinking?
Yeah, apparently so.
Anyway.
Sad.
Next story.
Do better, Michigan.
Teens are hiding drugs and alcohol in creative spaces to smuggle them into schools. Really? Like we needed a news report to tell us this? highlighters, fake sunscreen, bronzer containers, even fake water bottles. So apparently you can put water in it, and there's ways to open it. It looks like alcohol. You can put it in Pringles containers. They put some Pringles on top. You can shake it. It still sounds like a Pringle. But toilet brushes. Where are these kids getting these crazy ideas?
Gross. Where do they hide it in the toilet brush?
Unless it goes in like the bowl that holds the toilet brush.
Who brings their toilet brush to school? That's what I want to know.
I had my own toilet brush.
You went to reform school. You were on work duty.
So they issued me one.
duty.
That's different than bringing your own in.
I guess so.
So in San Francisco, apparently they spend more money than any other major city in the U.S. on booze. The average household spends $484 per year on alcohol. I think these are rookie numbers. I think you can bump those up a little. Booze Bunny, what do you think you spend on alcohol per year?
Oh, well, for myself alone, at least $4,000.
$4,000. And that's just you, not your 400 kids.
That's right. I get paid so much at this show. I have a $4,000 a month habit now. So much. like that. Like that.
Look at that. Good hand use. I like that. Yeah. Let's keep moving. In Seattle.
Old football injury. I can't move my arms well.
We got two more stories. In Seattle, there's a at Safeco Field. You will soon be able to buy booze using your biometrics. Ew. So if you know the Clear program that's at the airport, this is going to be extended in the stadium, so you can buy booze with your eyeballs or your thumbprint.
Oh. So it's not like a TSA, like full body scan, and then they give you booze afterwards.
No, but it's related.
Okay.
I mean, that Clear is right next to the TSA.
Okay.
So you're not a terrorist, therefore you can buy alcohol now at the stadium.
Wow.
Right?
Okay.
All right, last story.
Is that an anti-terrorism prevention method?
Yes, that's a PSA we're gonna record.
That's our PSA, folks. No more of that kid in the mall that you saw 300 times last week.
Did everyone see Ryan Reynolds on Jimmy Fallon this week?
Yeah,
okay,
of course.
Right. He actually played a game called Drinko, which was like Plinko. They dropped 2 tokens from the top and they mixed whatever substances were there. Ryan or Jimmy would have to mix them together. They included blood, liquefied breakfast sandwich, bone broth, many other gross things. It was terrible.
I heard that isn't there like a thing with bartenders at the end of the night where they take the thing that catches
the
all
mat.
the drinks.
That's a mat drink. No, is that a real thing? It's not a thing.
It's not a thing.
No. Why would you have all these gross things that are poured in there? You could have cut yourself. I mean, no. Why would you want to pour that into a shot glass?
I've heard of it, though. Somebody had to drink the mat drink, right? Uh-huh.
That's gross.
Me.
Me. Can we high five?
Get a 10-5.
10-5.
Hold on. I can do one arm at a time, but
boom.
Barely,
there we go. That was a good
talk
high five.
At the same time. It's like chewing gum and jumping at the same time. It's very challenging.
All right, so we're going to keep going. So we head to the next segment.
Wow!
All right, so that was the news for August 20th, 2018. Why don't we talk about some current events? Booze Bunny, we are going to bid you adieu.
Okay.
Au revoir. Welcome everyone to the calendar segment, where we're going to cover some cool boozy events that are happening around Metro Detroit in the area this week. First up, August 21st, 2018. That's going to be a Tuesday. That's tomorrow. There is a Norden Aquavit takeover at Detroit City Distillery. It's a wonderful spirit if you haven't tried it. I actually wrote a great article in Our Detroit. Company's Ann Arbor based. You can sample it starting at 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. Make sure to say hi to my friend, friend of the show, Robin, and you can go find more information on Facebook. Go check that out. Next up, August 23rd, 2018, the Happy Time Murders opens up in the U.S. This is a puppet movie. Looks pretty gross, but maybe a little funny too. You have some thoughts on that?
Yeah.
Starring Melissa McCarthy, Joel McHale, and time start at 7 p.m. around the area. Parents, this is rated R.
Ooh.
Don't take your kids unless you don't care about your kids' well-being. Then do whatever you want.
R for really fuzzy?
Really fuzzy. R for don't go there.
Okay, all right. Bye.
So the third event we have is August 24th, 2018. It is National Whiskey Sour Day. So what I'm going to tell you to do is go check out my website. I will hopefully not forget to put a recipe up there and more content on this delicious drink. One thing I want to mention, though, is the original drink was actually made with egg white. So I would love you to try, for the first time if you haven't, trying an egg white in your whiskey sour. This is going to add some nice bubbles and froth and some really good mouthfeel to that cocktail. Fourth event we have on August 25th. That is a Saturday. There is a Mad Men party at Frame Pop-Up Space in Hazel Park. Get your best Don Draper, Peggy Olson outfit, and you get your drink on. The event starts at 6 p.m. and goes till 11. You can find more information on their Facebook page. Actually, Booze Bunny, can I pop you up for 1 second?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever seen Mad Men?
Oh, just every single episode. Hello, it's amazing.
So tell me your favorite episode about Mad Men.
Oh, that's like asking me which of my 574 children are my favorites.
It's Lily, right?
Well, that's let's see. The Wait, that's a good one. Nixon versus Kennedy.
Yep.
The Wheel, the finale, season 3 finale. The premiere was fantastic. The one where the guy gets run over by the lawnmower. Do you want me to keep going?
No, I think the lawnmower one really takes the cake. And what I loved about that is having a corporate office and having booze in there at any given time.
Yep.
I mean, you had Roger that was drinking probably fifths and fifths of vodka.
Yep.
You had Don, which would drink a little bit of everything, I feel like.
Yep. A lot of Canadian Club. He was a big whiskey
Canadian
guy.
Club. That was a
big
good one.
whiskey guy.
They actually had a booze cupboard. So, all right, let's get to the last one. August 25th, that is 2018 as well. That's next Monday. So you're either going to be watching our show, which I encourage you to, or check out the launch of Coppercraft in Metro Detroit. This is a West Side-based company. They have a whole bunch of tasty products. They have some brown spirits. They have some white spirits. But you can go check that out. They're going to be at Red Dun Kitchen starting at 5:30. Encourage you to check that out. They're a really great product.
That sounds wonderful. Where's Red Dun Kitchen?
They are in the kind of Corktown areas, a little bit more buried. They have a nice hotel. It's a lovely spot.
Neat.
So those are your events for this week in August. Nick Drinks at Night will be right back after 1 or 2 or 3 messages. Stay tuned. We're going to sample some fine spirits with Phil T from Mammoth Distilling and one lucky audience member. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, welcome back to Nick Drinks, where we talk about any and all things related to booze and cocktail culture. I'm your host, Nick Britsky, and we are going to sample some lovely products. I have a couple people that will be joining me today. We did pick one lucky member from the audience. I would like to introduce Joe right here. Joe, have we ever met?
Yes, a few times before.
Thank you for not lying.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. We also have Phil from Mammoth Distilling. Phil, thank you so much for coming out to this.
Thanks for having me.
We're going to bring Phil back a little bit later. He's going to be doing a cocktail with us with a little spin, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Joe, tell me, what do you do for a living?
I work in the automotive industry.
Automotive industry.
Yep.
And are you building cars? Are you driving cars?
Sometimes driving, mostly training people at dealerships, different manufacturers, representing them at events.
Nice.
Yeah, varies.
I love it. I love it. Phil, you obviously make spirits.
That's correct.
So tell me a little bit about Mammoth. We'll talk a little bit more about it later, too.
Okay. Mammoth is a craft distillery in Torch Lake, Michigan.
Where's Torch Lake? Let's do the thing.
We're like, it's on TV. It's different. There. It's
That's
like
right.
just about a half an hour north of Traverse City.
I was pointing up here. That's
Yeah.
Pinky?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
Oh, here. This finger.
Let's. It's like there.
That finger. Okay, so that's Torch Lake.
Yeah.
So that's like this. So Traverse City area.
It's like Bel Air,
Yeah.
Central Lake, Torch Lake, and then just south of that is Traverse City.
a lot of lakes.
Lots of lakes.
Okay, very good.
It's Lando Lakes, like
And
the butter.
Joe, you live around here, more or less?
Yes, pretty
Okay.
close.
Very good. All right, well, we have found 3 products to sample, and what I wanted to do is, because I am such a big fan of Cabresto, we're actually going to talk a little bit more about them later in the episode as well, but this is a tequila that they make. It's from Cabresto Tequila, and all the agave is actually grown in the Arandas, Mexico. Multi-generational family. It's owned by the Lopez family of Southwest Detroit. You'll never find them. There's only one Lopez family. Tony Lopez is the heir to the tequila throne, and they make 4 different products. The Silver, which has no age, Reposado, which is going to be under a year, Añejo, which is under 3 years, and then we're lucky enough to have the Extra Añejo, which is 3 years or older. So, we're very lucky here at Nick Drinks. So we're actually going to try the 3-year-old Extra Añejo property right here. So why don't you guys give that a nose? Right here, lovely packaging. They changed up their packaging a couple years ago to something a little more fancy.
It looks a lot better. I
Than
like
the
it.
square bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks great.
So this one, I believe, always came in this package, but now the whole line comes in that package. So we're getting a very aromatic nose of caramel, cinnamon, and clove, cedar wood. There's a little hints of agave. Lovely.
The age comes through pretty well.
Super smooth, but there's still a ton of agave taste on that.
It's lighter than I would have expected it to be, which is nice.
Yeah.
You know, it might be kind of the bottom of that 3 years,
Yeah.
but certainly this is nice. What I really like about Cabresto is they're a Detroit company. So the family lives in Detroit. The product comes from Mexico, and they're really trying to integrate and make sure that Detroit is very forward in their products. So you can see a lot of local bars that'll cover it. Really big fan of it. Have you had this before?
No. How old is the company in general? Do you know?
The company, I would say, is in the neighborhood of like 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
They've had agave for 3 generations. So they've always been making it, but I think it kind of went to a more generic platform. And then when they launched Cabresto, they said, okay, we're proud of our family product, we're going to make it. So, yeah.
Let's finish them.
Yeah, want to finish it off? Cheers. Thank you guys for coming
Cheers.
on. Bottoms up.
Oh, we're doing that? Okay.
Good stuff. Hints of vanilla. Really great mouthfeel, very smooth. Love
It's
this
very
product.
smooth in the mouth, yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's move on to number 2. This is Ancho Reyes. They actually have 2 properties on the market. This is the Verde. Second product in the series, just launched in Michigan not too long ago, but it's a liqueur that's actually made with poblano peppers. I adore this product. I was excited about it before it came to Michigan. I was thrilled when it finally came. I actually got to chat with the founders when they were at Tales of the Cocktail last year, and they let me taste it before it was in Michigan. Oh, it's so, so good. So I want you to pick this up, and you're going to smell like you are drinking fresh poblanos.
Ooh, wow.
You get that pepper smell. Is this something you've had before? Oh, yes. 2 in a row. Phil, have you had this one?
Yeah. It's great. I love it.
I like that you actually get a lot of the pepper and not just the smoke off.
There's still spice on here. There's definitely still spice on
it has the right amount of spiciness to it. I like it.
But the green, the garnet, that's the flavor that I love for this. This is like you are drinking like you bit into a poblano, and you're like in the garden, you're getting some booze from the poblano somehow.
But it's got a nice medium heat to it. It's not overly sharp either.
Yeah.
You don't grow all of your poblanos in like a booze hydroponic garden?
I pickle my poblanos
Hanging
in
gardens.
booze. Oh,
That's a great-
Could you? No, you couldn't grow in alcohol. I don't think.
Wow.
Would they all die?
Yeah, it would die.
Why has no one thought of this?
Have you tried it though?
I mean, I put a bunch of stuff in alcohol. I could try poblanos, but I don't think they would grow.
I mean, you can definitely pickle poblanos. I mean, they pickle all the peppers.
And what would you make with this cocktail-wise? What do you think it pairs well with?
Well, I think, so you're getting 2 things you're playing with here. You have the sweet already from the liqueur, but then you're also getting the spice. So I think if you are drinking something with floral, with citrus, and you want to kind of bring that out and add some spice to it, that's kind of where I would go with this.
It does particularly well with rums and tequilas.
Yeah, especially tequila.
imagine.
So these are the same guys that make Montelobos Mezcal.
Ah.
So they are some friends, and so you could probably experiment with some mezcals as well with this.
And how strong is this?
I think it's 40.
look good.
I think it's 40 on the button.
Okay.
So 40% ABV.
40%.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, 80 proof is still pretty strong. It doesn't
Yeah.
taste like it's 80 proof.
So, good stuff. All right, let's move on to our last one. So the way that I've kind of structured the products, when we do all the tasting, we're only show number 2, is we get something that's fairly common, something that's a little hard to find, and then something that's out of the state. So I love mezcals and I love Vago. I am trying so hard to convince them to come to Michigan. I'm sure they never will just because of me. But this product is actually not only a Vago product, but it's also limited edition. So this is their Barrow by Tio Ray. I bought this in San Diego last year. So what that means is it's actually made in a clay pot. So when they distill it, the clay pot breaks down after a couple distillations. So it's a very expensive product to make. This actually has 5 different agaves in it. Espadín, Blanco, Coyote, Mexicano, and Barril. Let's taste this. This is lovely. I've actually been drinking this before the show. We had some technical difficulties, so I've like polished off half this bottle.
Wow.
That's some good work right there.
I love mezcal. Mezcal is so delicious. Later in the show, I'm going to talk about Toma Detroit. Toma Detroit is going to open an agave bar in the city.
Delicious.
They are trying to get your vote for the Hatch Prize. We'll talk more about that a little bit later. But this is lovely. I love mezcal. It's a bolder flavor, but I promise you get used to it. It's like when you first drink beer as a kid. You know, you kind of get used to the beery flavor, and you're like, okay, mezcal, I crave you. I want you.
Beer as a kid.
It's almost savory.
Oh, absolutely.
Very savory. So mezcals tend to have a little smoke, but they vary. They're like scotches. You know, some have more smoke than other. This isn't that bad on the smoke.
I wouldn't describe this
And
as
each
smoky
type
at
of
all.
agave has such a specific characteristic.
Right.
So for them to blend 5 is actually really fun.
And what's crazy is there's some agave that don't grow in farms. They actually have to get them wild,
Yep, they have to be wild, yeah.
which is wacky. So then they're
Most
out there
of them,
trying to find
actually.
them.
Yeah.
And agave takes 7 years to grow.
At
So
least.
this product, you're waiting 7 years before you get a plant. So that's why mezcal costs. This bottle was like $1.20. So that's why mezcal costs so much, because you are working with all that. Well, thank you guys so much. Can we get a big hand for Phil and Joe?
Thank you for having me.
Very much. Cheers again.
Delightful.
Oh, I already
We're going to bring
drank
Phil back. What?
There's a
We'll
little
bring
left.
Phil back a little bit later. Well, next up, we're actually going to go on a field trip. So Nick Drinks got invited to go check out Second Best Bar in Detroit. And what was great is it actually opened last week. It opens in Brush Park, Detroit. There have been rave reviews in the local, but especially from local bartenders. There's been rave reviews. So we got a chance to check it out. Let's take a look. Recently, I went to visit Grey Ghost in Brush Park neighborhood of Detroit. Unfortunately, the doors were locked and they wouldn't let me in. So I went across the street to the Second Best Bar in Detroit.
Hi guys, my name is Will Lee. I'm the beverage director for Second Best and Grey Ghost down here in the neighborhood of Brush Park in Detroit, Michigan. We like to do cocktails and have fun. The inspiration behind Second Best was to come back around to our roots. So when I first started bartending, it was in the club scene and the dive bar scene. So the inspiration for the cocktail menu, from retro cocktails to all the cocktails that everyone thought was back then, such as Long Island's, Cosmos, Mind Racers, we've kind of put much more thought into and took a craft spin on all of it. They've had decades of a bad rap. It's time someone shed a little light on it. They're actually pretty good cocktails. The flavor combinations are great. The balance in them is great. Just needed someone to come in and give it that love that it needs. And that's what we're doing here. I want to bring that fun bar vibe back to cocktails. Like that, there's a lot of speakeasies and crafty cocktail bars. There's definitely a place for that in the industry, and without those, we wouldn't be here right now, and we wouldn't be able to do what we're doing here. So I'm not discrediting what they're doing or hating on what they're doing, but I feel like there needs to be a fun place where people can come and get good cocktails. At first, it was an auto shop. Secondly, it was a home to the Heidelberg Project. We kind of tried to keep the basic facade with the garage doors and the driver's consideration, and a lot of the exposed brick walls are all original to the space. Tried to infuse a lot of, I don't want to say dive bar again, but neighborhood bar feel to it. Bringing in the arcades, the bubble hockey, bringing back the throwback retro bar stools. TVs are in here, so that's going to be nice. I'm going to be able to watch TV while I'm working. I haven't had that in over a decade. We're located at 42 East Watson, 71 steps away from Little Caesars Arena. You can find us on Instagram at Second Best Detroit and Grey Ghost Detroit for Grey Ghost. Follow us, we'll follow you back.
So thanks so much to the Second Best Bar team. I hope the audio wasn't as bad as it sounded in here. I apologize. Their leader, Will Lee, does a great job. Thank you for that interview. Up next, we are going to check out some products.
Boom, boom, boom.
I like the clapping that we got going on here from Booze Bunny.
Thank
So,
you.
Earlier this year, I was sent a number of samples from the Wild Hibiscus company located in Australia.
Ooh, down under, mate.
Down under. These are super imported.
Did it come shipped via a dingo?
No, it was like FedEx.
A koala.
No, still FedEx.
A didgeridoo.
FedEx.
Kookaburra.
FedEx. Kangaroo.
Tasmanian devil.
So they are some a fine range of products that are available at a couple stores. You might be able to find this guy, but for the most part, you're going to have to buy this online. Their big product, though, is the one that the audience sampled. Audience, we gave you a wild hibiscus flower with some champagne on top. What did you think?
Yeah.
Ooh, fancy.
So that's actually what we got going right here. So this kind of dehydrated, looks like a piece of kelp, is actually a wild hibiscus flower.
Looks like a squid from the Great Barrier Reef, mate.
Well, it's an okay accent.
Thank you.
I'm not going to say great, but it's okay.
Didgeridoo.
So the easiest thing you can do with this guy is you pull out this. There's like 8 in here. And you throw it in the champagne glass.
Wow.
And we're going to top it with some champagne. Ooh.
Wow. Wow.
If this show doesn't get canceled before December, we'll saber some bottles open. So what's nice here is, so the flour is actually pretty sweet. So this is going to flavor your champagne and make almost a like a champagne cocktail.
Do you eat the flour after you're done, or what?
Audience, did anyone try eating the flour?
Yeah.
Natalie, what happened? So Natalie from the audience said it was delicious.
Delicious.
Oh yeah, you can eat the flour in here.
What does that say in the back? Caution, poison, don't eat flour.
That's exactly what it says.
So sorry for your children. I'm sorry for your loss.
Sorry, Natalie.
You signed the waiver before you came in, right?
I forgot the waivers.
Oh!
Well, we're gonna be sued. So that's a great product right there. Encourage it. It would go well with tequila, which is kind of a light theme of the show. So let's move on. Let's see what other products we have. Oh, good. I see. Teleprompter is on its way again. We got some herbal tea right here, and this is actually a wild hibiscus herbal tea. And so you could just drink this straight up on its own. I got some hot water right here. You see a really, really nice ruby color that it comes with. But again, mixing this with tequila would work well. A little bit of sugar, a little bit of lime.
I was about to, is that a non-alcoholic tea?
As far as I know, all tea is non-alcoholic.
Well, I mean, it's on the show, so it might be a special Nick Drinks magic tea.
You know, there was some powdered alcohol that made it on the market for like a week, and then it got banned.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
So I promise you there's no powdered alcohol in here. But that's what we got going on here, this wild hibiscus tea. So the last one I'm going to be looking at, and this is really the main part of their line, is this is their natural extracts. And these are rose hibiscus, straight hibiscus, and then my absolute favorite, this is the Ballour product. Ballour, you have to pronounce it like that. Can you say that?
Balloon.
No, Ballour.
Manure.
Ballour.
Beluga.
All right, we'll take it. So Ballour, this is actually made with the butterfly pea flower. Don't say ew, it's pea, P-E-A. Not like P-tape pea, P-E-A flower.
Do you have to smuggle that into your school in your toilet brush dispenser?
Good callback. No, so what's great about the butterfly pea flower is it's actually, depending on the pH balance of the drink, it will change color. So normally it is blue. All right, so we are going to...
Is this one of those things you put in pools to find out when kids went potty in the pool?
Yep, totally.
Okay.
This is someone learned to do this and made a cocktail out of it.
Put pea flower in the pool?
So we are going to drip this in. The other thing is blue is a very hard color to recreate. So by grabbing blue, you can make all your cocktails this lovely blue color. So look at that. That is lovely and beautiful.
Wow.
Can we get our switcher to switch to the close-up of this lovely blue color right here? Oh yeah, good switching. So look at how blue this is. Now, we also have some lime juice right here. And if everything goes to plan, it should change to purple.
Oh. Oh, I see it. I see it. It's happening.
Oh yeah, there it goes.
It's happening. You wouldn't see this on standard def, but on high def that we shoot in. Oh boy, it's beautiful. No, that's really pretty. It's kind of like changing. It's like a magical thing going on.
So there's a lot of bartenders.
Educational programming, kids.
Oh yeah, we can get the funding.
Yes.
So this is great. So again, right
I
off
have
the bat,
a $4,000 a month habit
for blue?
for booze.
For booze. Oh yeah, right. That's
Call
right.
back.
So this is a great way to get blue because again, blue is very hard. Even like blueberry tends out to be pretty purple.
Yep.
But if you do this, you got blue right off the bat, but you add a little bit of acid, you're going to turn purple.
Whoa!
So we're doing like some Mr. Science right here.
Mr. Wizard,
Mr. Wizard, that's who I was looking for.
Wow, look at you.
Anyone old enough to remember Mr. Wizard? Yeah.
An old guy
Right.
in the audience.
Okay. So let's look at some ways that we could adapt these. If you guys are familiar, there's something called the champagne cocktail. And typically, you would do champagne with a sugar cube and a little bit of bitters. So the way that this is kind of different is you have the flour, the champagne, but you could totally add bitters in here.
Oh, totally. I would do that like twice.
Are you mocking me?
I know nothing about cocktails.
Specifically, when I had the casting call, I asked for Muppets that would know about cocktails.
On my resume, it says good with Excel, Photoshop, and I know a lot about cocktails.
Did you lie on your resume?
All lies. All lies.
So we are going to do a casting
call
call.
Puppet Julia.
Nope. We are going to do a casting
Don't
call for a new
call Puppet
Muppet.
Julia.
New
Nope.
Muppet. We need
Don't
a
listen to
new.
him.
We need a new Muppet. We need a new Muppet. No, we need one that knows about cocktails. Next one we have the tea. So hot drinks as we move into the fall seasons are going to be lovely.
Ooh.
So
Is like would that be a toddy or is a toddy a tea drink or what?
sure. A toddy
Wow.
is totally a hot
Cool.
drink.
I know something.
You better. You're going to have to earn your keep.
Yes.
So the last thing we want to do is we heard that there is a birthday out in the audience. Is there a birthday?
What? Wow.
So we are going to gift them a full set of the infusions right here.
What?
So can we have our birthday girl come up?
Wow. Look at that.
Come on up. So here you go. If you talk very loudly, you'll get on my microphone.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What's your name?
Kara.
Kara. And how did you find out about the show?
Facebook.
Facebook.
What?
A Facebook ad.
What?
It's so funny because like half the audience is my friends, and then we have Kara.
Who is
So-
your new friend?
She is.
Thank
you
you.
are a new friend, right? Lovely. Oh, goodness. All right. So we have given you the Bluer. Say it.
Bluer.
We're getting there. We have the hibiscus, and then we have the hibiscus with rose.
Cool.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Enjoy your 21st birthday. First drink ever.
So that was a good $10 spent on Facebook ads. So thank you, Facebook. So thank you so much to Wild Hibiscus Company. You can find all those products online or at Fine Food Stores. That's a lowercase Fine Foods.
Fine.
We are going to head to a commercial break. We're going to see those same ads 6 times. And when we come back, we're going to do some cocktails with tequila. Stay tuned.
What?
Woo!
Yay.
All right, we are back. Welcome to Nick Drinks, where we talk about all things booze related in cocktail culture. I am your host, Nick Britsky, and we're going to make
You're
a cocktail.
You're
I'm Nick Britsky.
What?
Who are you?
I thought you were Gary Sinise. That's why I signed up for Gary. You were Lieutenant Dan, right?
Gary, that's who Gary Sinise is. Oh, very good. So, Booze Bunny, thank you so much for joining us. We are going to make a margarita.
What?
Yes, but the reason why we are going to make a margarita, and I've alluded to it in the beginning of the show if people have been hanging around.
I'm sure they have.
I'm sure they have.
But wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more. Toma Detroit has actually been entered in the 2018 Hatch Detroit competition. And with that, they can win $50,000 to open a World Latin restaurant on Michigan Avenue in Corktown, Detroit.
What?
Yes. They are also going to be featuring agave products such as tequila and mezcal. Again, you see the theme that we're going here.
Yep.
So I got to sit down with the 3 founders and talk about their concept. Let's watch that video.
Hello, Detroit. How's everybody doing? This is Tony Lopez. This is Corey McIntosh to my right, and Eddie Vargas. And we are Toma Detroit.
So Toma Detroit is a tequila mezcal bar specializing in world Latin cuisine. Our location is going to be in Corktown.
You know, we're going to specialize on mezcal, tequila. Also have a full bar with different spirits.
Hello, Detroit. How's everybody doing? This is Tony Lopez. This is Corey McIntosh to my right, and Eddie Vargas. And we are Toma Detroit.
So Toma Detroit is a tequila mezcal bar specializing in world Latin cuisine. Our location is going to be in Corktown.
You know, we're going to specialize on mezcal, tequila. Also have a full bar with different spirits.
Hello, Detroit. How's everybody doing?
So here's the thing, that you can find that video online on Nick Drinks. I apologize. We got some crazy audio things happening. Oh, it's lovely. Live TV.
Wow.
So I encourage you to go check that out. Now here's the thing, what I need you to do is everyone out there in TV land, go to vote on them, both on Facebook's Hatch Detroit official page and hatchdetroit.com. We really need an agave bar. So everyone, who's going to vote for them out there?
Me.
All right.
Vote early and often.
Yes, so you can vote every day, all the way up to Friday. But audience, I gave you some margaritas earlier with this setup. What did you think?
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Mixed results. Mixed results. I think we've given them too much alcohol at this point.
Yeah, they're drunk.
But what I want to say is the margarita has had kind of a conflicted history. So it's one of the many cocktails that have had a conflicted history. But we believe it's created by Carlos Danny Herrera in 1938. In his restaurant called Rancho La Gloria near Tijuana, Mexico.
Well.
Cocktail's a delicious blend of tequila, sugar, lime, and orange liqueur. Lovely cocktail. Let's mix this up pretty quick. Booze Bunny, you want to give me some mixing comments?
Oh, sure. I thought you were going to say, Booze Bunny, can you help me make a cocktail? So let's see. Let's break this, knock this over.
We got 2 ounces of tequila. We're going to add half an ounce of triple sec or orange liqueur.
Oh, that sounds good. Where are your spirits from?
So we have Cabresto tequila, of course. And then we have this Clockwork Orange from New Holland.
Oh, wow.
On the other side of the state.
And that's a triple sec, right?
That was the triple sec. Now we're going to add an ounce of lime juice.
Oh, where'd you get that lime juice?
From the lime store.
Oh.
Now, fresh squeezed lime. And then this is agave. Now, what's cool about this agave is I actually got this agave from Mexico from a tequila farm. So check that out. Yeah.
Did you just hop down to Mexico?
I hopped down to Mexico and took the the bus.
Let me pick up my package from this koala bear in Australia. Then I'll take a right at Hawaii and go to Mexico.
And what animal did I get that from? What's a Mexican animal?
Like a burro. I don't know, like a parrot.
Really? Have you ever been to Mexico?
Ocelot? Like an ocelot.
Yes, it was an ocelot. That's right.
Nailed it. Ocelot.
So here's the trick for rimming your glass. You actually take a lime and you use the outside. You don't want to rim the inside, just the outside.
Oh.
And then we dip it in some salt. Don't snort that. And then we're going to pour our drink in here.
Wow.
Whoop, pouring it everywhere.
Uh-oh. Well.
That is a full pour right there. So to repeat this, you can see the ingredients on the side. 2 ounces of tequila, 1 ounce of lime, half an ounce of triple sec, half an ounce of agave syrup. The way you do the agave syrup, take the agave from the store and cut it down with half hot water. That'll make it pour a little bit better so you're not having this goopy, gross cocktail.
Yeah, okay.
You don't want that.
Nope.
You shake it, you dump it, and you drink it.
Wow.
So, cheers to that. Now we're going to head to our guest segment.
What? Is he here?
So I was extremely lucky to chat with Nick Offerman. He is the famed woodworker and Scotch enthusiast.
Wow.
You can see him on his new show, Making It, with Amy Poehler on Tuesday nights.
Wow.
Our house is actually rooting for Robert. Go Robert.
Go Robert. Team Robert, hashtag.
Team Robert. And let's hear what Nick Offerman has to say.
Welcome. Let me apologize in advance for what you're about to see.
Hey everyone, this is Nick Britsky from Nick Drinks. Today we're talking to Nick Offerman. We're going to talk about Scotch, we're going to talk about woodworking, and just see what a really cool guy is. Let's go hear what he has to say. All right. Well, so our first question is, you seem to really like Scotch. Why do you like Scotch?
Well, I grew up in the 80s is when I started tasting whiskey, and it was all domestic bourbons, but like mass-produced. Not to denigrate any brands, but it wasn't the greatest stuff. And so I was in my late 20s when I was at a film festival, and my friend bought me the first glass I ever had of good Scotch was Lagavulin at the Chicago Film Festival. And I was quite taken, and I said, "Oh, I see what all the fuss is about." And from there, I said, "Oh, apparently I like Scotch." And I began to, try other kinds and become a little more of a connoisseur. Never was able to beat my love of that first taste of Lagavulin, and it's kind of like a campfire in a glass. These days, it's such an incredible time to be alive if you like whiskeys or craft beers or meats, for example. Generally, if there's whiskey, I'm pretty happy. There's a lot of bourbons I like. I'm leaning towards a lot of rye these days, but I don't know, the single malt scotches, especially from Islay, I guess they're my first love.
So you're definitely going very full flavor.
Yeah.
You mentioned a number of kind of brown spirits. Do any other spirits have any place on your bar or your drink order?
Not really.
Okay.
I mean, if I have a leisurely enough evening and following morning, that usually means I get to have some whiskey. I'm easy to please, whatever is on the menu generally doesn't hurt my feelings. I enjoy drinks, but given my druthers, I ask for the whiskey menu.
The only thing I'd be curious about is Scotch kind of cocktails. What are your thoughts on kind of mixing Scotch?
How dare you? I don't, I can't think of ever having had a Scotch cocktail.
Okay.
I really, I'm hilariously a simple person. I like cocktails, I like a rusty nail or an old fashioned or any cocktail, drinks are fun. But I never ask for one. If I can have a drink, then I look at the choice of whiskeys and I get it neat. I don't ever put ice in it, which is not necessarily, right or wrong. People are funny that way. People will apologize to me if they put an ice cube in their whiskey, and I say, I don't care what the hell you put in your whiskey. To each his own or her own. But I generally just take it neat, and I'm very happy about it.
So like it or not, you've kind of become this icon around Scotch. So I'm sure people don't want to offend you.
Well, it's funny, yeah. I mean, people will say to me, my wife really wanted to come meet you, but she's a vegetarian, so she was scared. And I say, I applaud a healthy eating choice, and I especially love vegetarians because that leaves more meat for those of us that might prefer it. But, I like to remind people that my character on Parks and Recreation was a fictional comedy character with superhuman qualities. If you ate or drank like Ron Swanson, you wouldn't live very long. My colon is ruled by nature, and his only by the whims of the writer's room.
Understood. So does that mean that vodka has ever touched your lips?
Sure, I've enjoyed a great deal of clear liquids.
Okay.
I think I was a big fan of Tito's vodka before it became huge. It used to be this obscure secret that you could get when you were around Austin, and then it trickled out to the Southwest, and then suddenly you can get it on a flight to Japan.
Switching gears a little bit, carpentry has always seemed to be a passion. Is that something that kind of came from your theater days or even earlier than that?
Well, I grew up in a family, in this great rural family in Illinois that to this day consists, I'm going to list some jobs, and this covers every adult in my family. Farmer, school teacher, librarian, paramedic, nurse, there's 4 librarians, and craft brewer. That's my little brother. He's the king of the family, for obvious reasons. But this incredibly salt-of-the-earth family, and even the ones that aren't farmers all grew up in this farm community. So my dad is a retired school teacher, but he grew up on a farm. He worked for many years as a laborer. So he taught me to use tools, and my uncles and grandfathers taught me to build things and fix things. So then when I went to theater school, it was very beneficial for me that I could use tools because I was very bad at acting when I started. And so I was able to build scenery and make myself valuable to my peers, even though it would be years before I would have any value on stage. So I ended up making a lot of my income in Chicago, building scenery. And I really, I loved it. I flourished as a carpenter, but I never really, I never took pride in it as an art. So, as much as like, oh, I'm good at, I might as well have been laying bricks. Like, I'm really good at masonry, and I'm glad I can make a living. And then in my late 20s in Los Angeles, something just switched where I was building a timber frame structure with a lot of large mortise and tenon joints. And it occurred to me that if I shrank these down, I could make an heirloom table. And I said, holy cow, I've unwittingly become a woodworker. And I just was suddenly besotted. And so then I was able to, as I matured, I've been able to recognize it as a really healthy part of my life. It keeps me from becoming a consumerist sheep. It keeps me out of the pub, I always like to say with a wink, but it's really true. I mean, it's something I can do that I'm passionate about, that is very satisfying and productive and practical, but also keeps me from doing unhealthy things like becoming addicted to things or going to the mall or wasting my precious time.
So you were using a mortise and tenon on a theater set?
No, it was a yoga studio.
Okay.
I was building in someone's yard
Got
in
it.
West Los Angeles.
That's fantastic.
There are these architect brothers, Green and Green, whose work was focused in Pasadena and largely is found in California. And they were contemporaries of Frank Lloyd Wright, or maybe a little earlier. And their stuff was very craftsman, but with an Asian influence. And so their houses are just masterpieces of craftsman construction, where all the joinery has these sort of Japanese and Chinese details. And I'd seen their work, and these friends of mine wanted me to build this yoga studio. So I said, what if I do it in this vernacular, and here we are.
So that's a perfect segue. Are there any type of styles or woodworkers that have inspired your current work?
Sure, very much. I think, especially, I'm a self-taught woodworker, and so if there are periodicals like Fine Woodworking Magazine and Popular Woodworking that are really fantastic for the self-made woodworker. But you're also led to books by some of the great masters, George Nakashima, James Krenov, Tay Fried, who's Norwegian, I believe. And there's a guy named Franz Klaus, there's Ian Kirby, Wharton Esherick, Gary Knox Bennett. You get these heroes and you get their books. And for me, there's a great sort of leveling to, like, the work of Nakashima takes the craftsman style. There's a simplicity to it, and he adds an organic, natural quality. So he's very well known for like one slab of a walnut tree as a dining table with a beautifully artistic base of some sort. And for me, the amount of Mother Nature's contribution to work like that, once I made my first slab table, I said, oh, I just need to get out of her way. I need to make this flat and level and, well finished. But when people look at it, they say, wow, who made this tree?
Yeah.
So I can't take responsibility for that. I just presented it.
Is there kind of one project that maybe you've had a dream for a long time starting and maybe haven't got there yet, that unicorn?
Oh, it's kind of always just the next project. I don't have both in my performance work and in my wood shop, I don't have any, grand ambitions, like one day I will play Gandalf or play Hamlet or something. I just really enjoy good writing. And so whatever that next piece of writing is, or whatever the next thing on my workbench is my field of dreams. At the moment, I'm working on a batch of ukuleles at the shop. And then when those are done, I'm going to start working on guitars, acoustic guitars. But at some point, I'm really getting the itch to make another boat or 3.
Cool.
So probably, you know, I don't know how much more furniture I'll make in my career. I have some stringed instruments and some boats to get out of my system, but you never know.
That's great.
Hello, this is Nick Offerman, and I invite you to check out nickdrinks.com. Not me, another Nick.
We're going to talk about Scotch. Q line! But I'd like to welcome Phil back to the stage. And we always do guest challenges. So since Nick couldn't be here, Phil, you're going to stand in for him. And we are going to have you make this lovely cocktail with your Mammoth products right here. So go ahead and get started.
Okay. All right.
Wait, stop. I think we're going to make this a little more difficult. Why don't we bring an audience member to actually be his hands, and then we can he can explain the cocktail to them. So Andrew, why don't you come up? Yes. So Phil, put your hands to your side. Andrew, go ahead and put your hands through his.
Ooh.
And
I hope that's your phone buzzing.
Explain how to make the cocktail.
Okay. Can you? Well, you can't see, but you're gonna reach with your right hand and go ahead and grab some bourbon. Yeah. Take the cork out. Yeah. I'm a thick fella. I don't know if this is gonna work very well.
Why don't you do 3 pours? I don't think we need a jigger.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Just dump some of that into this glass over here. This is a 10-year-old bourbon from Mammoth Distilling Company. Just go ahead. Yeah,
Good.
Oh.
All right, that's good.
That's probably.
All right, I'll take that from you. Thank you.
Yeah, that was all I brought. Okay, and then there's we're making them for everybody apparently. Now reach with your left hand and grab this cherry bounce. So cherry bounce is actually we don't need that. Nobody needs one of those. And then just pour it. Yeah, pretty close. There you go. Just pour a bunch of that. Yeah, more. Yeah, there you go. Right?
Got to the stopper? All right, thank you. I'll be an assistant.
So that's pretty close to the right amount. You want to put some ice? Do you want to give him a hand with the ice?
Sure. Yeah, we can do
cherry
that.
bounce is a colonial era Michigan tradition with cherries. We would macerate cherries from Central Lake, Michigan, in whiskey. And there you go. Go ahead, give it a good stir. Go. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. He's got good technique. And he mixes drinks okay too. Yeah, so we mix cherries. It's good actually. It's pretty good.
All right, we are wrapping up. Let's go ahead and pour this.
You want teamwork makes the dream work.
All right. Excellent. So let's give a good shout out for Mammoth. Tell me a little bit. Where can people find more about Mammoth?
MammothDistilling.com.
Drink it.
You ready? You good? You gonna drink it? My beard's gonna catch it.
That was amazing. So please go check out Mammoth. Mammoth makes an incredible bourbon. Thank you so much for joining us on the episode. We are back next week with famed Detroit bartender Cottrell Thomas. And we got a little more? All right, let's talk a little bit more. So let's talk. Keep going.
Hey, you guys want to hear about Bounce again? So, total side note, the Booze Bunny has the same lazy eye as me. I don't know if you can get a... It was cracking me up earlier. I was watching it. Okay, anyway, so... Bounce. It's cherries from Central Lake, and then whiskey from Mammoth Distilling Company, and then we mix it up, put it back into the barrel with some spices. Yeah, for not measuring anything out, it's pretty good. Yeah,
Pretty good eyeball.
yeah, not too shabby. But the Bounce is actually going to be coming out in distribution in Michigan in about a week or two.
So I have a bottle directly from the distillery that I picked up. It is delicious.
We're
Is that
pretty
6
psyched
minutes?
about it.
Is that what? Okay, all right. We got tons of time. I was really
6
flying
minutes?
through this.
Why did we cut the Nick off? You guys got stuck with the wrong bearded dude. I'm really sorry
Well, here's
about
the thing.
that.
Let's do a coffee clutch with yeah.
5.
Can we get one more? Can we get one more glass up here from the assistant?
No, just let him sit here.
They underestimated my, grab from behind.
You were so
bartending
good with your skills.
I know.
Thank you. Let's give it a round of applause for my father-in-law, Frank. Frank is responsible for the lovely lighting that you see here. So let's dish. Cheers,
guys.
everyone.
So we're gonna be drinking about like a half of a fifth of this delicious 102 proof bourbon.
I appreciate that you're mixing with the 10-year-old too,
Yeah, because
it's Nick Drinks.
it's Nick Drinks, right? You gotta get fancy, you gotta get classy. That's how we roll. Oh,
Frank would like some.
oh, hey Frank. Why is he only drinking out of mine? Why is everybody splitting mine?
Because you have the mug. That was a full mug.
You can't be
You don't-
sure.
you don't know
Agree to
me.
disagree.
There you go.
Phil, are there other uses for bounce? That we're,
Probably.
not aware of?
Other than drinking it?
No, other cocktails.
I was kidding.
What about adding it to your cooking?
So actually,
So there was a call from the audience to say, can you add it to cooking?
I haven't yet, but I put it on ice cream, so I wouldn't call that cooking.
Oh.
But I have put it on ice cream, and it's awesome.
Would you put it straight or would you cook it down? Or you
No,
just
I
straight?
just pour it. I just pour it on because if you cook it, you're cooking the alcohol out, and then what's the point?
I mean, there's a little viscosity to this, so this would
It's-
probably stick.
Yeah, I mean, it's close enough.
Could you make a shake?
I haven't, but I'm gonna now.
Yeah, that would be lovely. So Andrew is actually a plant from Rusted Crow Distillery, and we're going to get both you guys up to talk about your products more later. But thoughts on this product? I know he's kind of a competitor.
No, that's all right. No, we're competing against the big guys, so.
What do you think?
Yeah, it's high quality stuff.
See, the cool thing about Detroit is that everyone is friends. So all the distillers know each other. They all share secrets. They all chat, and that's why we have such good products in Michigan.
We gossip like schoolgirls.
Nick's father-in-law would like to know if that's also available as a dryer sheet, the bounce.
Oh.
So Bounce. So for the people that didn't hear that at home, Bounce is also a dryer sheet. We're curious if there is a cherry Bounce flavored dryer sheet you guys make. That's a terrible question.
That's a great question. It was real punny. The thing is that yeah, it is. I soaked a bunch of dryer sheets in Cherry Bounce, and you can buy one for $50
For one sheet?
a box of them for
All right,
$50.
okay.
We have another question from the audience. We'd like to know how you could just in general have your laundry smell like alcohol.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, I've done this.
Are you wait, seriously?
Oh, I drink a lot, and then so I basically drink for a living, which means I'm a workaholic, right? So, you get it?
Yeah.
So, thanks, Frank. He gets it. And then you just sweat into all of your clothes, and then they smell like alcohol.
I love it. All right, so we're going to get to some credits. So thank you guys so much, Phil. Andrew, thank you so much. We are going to, we're back on next week, which is great. We're going to have famed Detroit bartender Cottrell Thomas. He's going to be coming on doing some great stuff. We also have the Detroit Flair team, which is going to be teaching audience members how to do flair tricks, which I'm super excited about. So that's great. Thank you so much for tuning in. You can find us on nickdrinks.com. You can find me, Nick Britsky, online, and we're going to drink some more cocktails. Thank you so much. Thank you, audience. Until next time, everyone. Cheers.
Thank you.